It's Friday, Feedback Friday, the feedbackiest day of the week. It's Feedback Friday. And as you notice, Zelda is helping with Feedback Friday this week. Right, Zelda? Yeah, and I'm hoping the audio's okay here. I've been having that stupid microphone problem again. And now I've turned it way down. And yes, hi, Zelda. But yeah, technical issues, technical difficulties. But yes, your feedback. One is I've talked to a lot of people about whether I want to stream me playing Stellar Blade. I'm leaning towards yes, but what I'm going to do is I've set a new goal on coffee for playing Stellar Blade. When we make that goal, I will play the game. So if we could do it by, this coming Tuesday's Passover, so installing a new game may not happen. But yeah, it does look like something, because it's Soulsy, it does look like something I'd legitimately enjoy in terms of gameplay. And, obviously for research purposes, it's, useful to me. But I'm so done with the discourse surrounding gender and gaming. That doesn't mean I'm not interested in the topic. I'm just sick of being accused of negative motivations by people who don't know shit. So that's why I'm kind of incentivizing this for me. So if you want to help this out, help support this channel, become a monthly patron, patreon.com/LeannaK, or buy a one-time Leanna Care session for someone who can use it but can't afford it, coffee.com/LeannaK. And Zelda, can people see something other than your butt? Huh? Come on, show your face. Show your face. There's Zelda. Yeah. There. Okay. So, feedback for this week. Someone said we need more Leanna talking about Godzilla versus Kong. And I went into it fairly cold. I saw the trailer. I think that this is Godzilla versus Kong is a movie you want to see in theaters, because it is made for, I saw it with 3D and everything like that. It is exactly what it intends to be. There's, not a ton of dialogue, not a ton with the humans. The stuff that is with the humans is well used. I just really enjoyed it. So, I don't want to say much more because there's a bunch of scenes like, it wasn't that cool, but I don't want to deny the experience of people where I came in and said, oh my God, that happened. So yeah, there you go. Into the comments. So, we're starting with Wednesday because that was where the Godzilla X Kong comment came from. There were people who were like, yeah, it's better to engage with positive stuff instead of, as the commenter said, spending every waking moment of it being miserable and resentful against anyone you perceive as not on your side. The problem is that we've seen over and over and over again that social media algorithms, including YouTube, reward negativity. Now, reward was an air quote because I want to give a shout out to my girl Song this week. Song got attacked by Swifties this week. And I mean, she handled it well, but that is when people, it's one thing when people disagree with your views. It's another thing when people make claims about your character or motivations that you know to be false. And I felt like I was completing the YouTube circle of life by leaving a comment trashing other commenters. And I did it specifically because, Song's whole point in the video was, if you don't like it, don't watch, or if you don't like it, don't listen, doesn't preclude people from having thoughts, some negative, about a work, especially a work that is much a work of commerce as it is a work of art. Obviously, somebody like Taylor Swift, who rakes in billions, should be, I think, held to a different standard than somebody just making videos with their friends for fun. You know, very, very different thing. One is just for the joy of doing it. Other is to make money, and people are giving her a lot of money. And so, you know, saying when something's not quality is fair. But, you know, the Swifties were so enraged about songs saying, no, I have a right to criticize, that they savagely criticized song, proving her right. I'm so proud of her. I love it when people punk themselves. Okay, so then the Manly Monday video about why did he, she, they leave me. She, he, they leave me. It started off being mainly about girls and expanded because I realized it was more universal. It was more from the point of view where I think women are given more structure about how to put things in its proper place after they're abandoned, because obviously society tells different narratives about men than they do with women. So yes, but there was some pretty intense reactions, and I want to start with, you guys like to know that you guys know I like to reward disagreement that is respectfully worded. And so this was a comment I thought, I mean, I could quibble, but I thought that the comment was made in good faith. And so I want to respond to it. Because it said, you said that even when, this is just an excerpt of the comment, it didn't start this way. You said that even when communicating the negative, you should affirm the positive, and I agree with that. The example you gave was, say, something like, you're normally such a kind, selfless person. This isn't like you. What's going on? Isn't that all but directly accusing them of being selfish and unkind by simple logic? You're normally kind, plus this isn't like you equals this isn't kind. Maybe I'm being conflict phobic as usual, but it seems like the only way this wouldn't start an argument is if they already agreed that the thing wasn't kind and that they knew you didn't expect 100% kindness from them. I can already hear, so you're saying I'm being selfish. I was mad, nice people get mad too, and so on. I'll also add that as a conflict phobe, there have been many times that I haven't communicated something like this because I couldn't figure out how to say it in a way that didn't imply or directly state an accusation unless they brought it up as wrong or unkind or whatever first, especially if they brought it up as totally justified. Otherwise, as stated above, I feel like I came off as asking for an argument or justification, which I suppose just boils down to not wanting to hurt their feelings. And you know, sometimes the thing is, if someone is being selfish and the problem is that someone's selfishness is causing enough of an issue for you to bring it up, you can't dance around that's the source of it. You know, if someone, I had a situation where I finally had to turn off the tap for money with a parent friend of mine or somebody I thought was a friend. But the minute it was like, nope, I've spent a lot of money here and I don't feel like it's being appreciated because you're yelling at waiters on my dime. Haven't heard from him since then. So yes, and he is conflict averse, but kind of a shitty thing to do when somebody goes, and instead of working it out, they just fuck off. And, you know, that's a little oversimplistic. I only have so much time here. But that's the greater point about the video, is that if someone is choosing not to have the conversation, that's not on you. And nobody healthy likes conflict. Some narcissists thrive on conflict because, they live for the fight. But there are some people I dread talking to because they have a tendency to frame things in, well, you're this, well, you're that. And they make these judgments of my character. And I don't like that. I don't like, and of course they're negative judgments of my character. And so I do end up bracing myself to talk to them because it feels unfair. It was unfounded. And, I defended myself, but I still get the impression they believe that thing about me and it doesn't feel right. But also the fact that they communicate in such a judgmental way, I don't like it. But I don't respond in kind, right? And so what I saw in this comment was, so you're saying I'm being selfish. Well, are you saying that? Because that's not what I said in the comment. It was, you're normally like really thoughtful. What's wrong? It's not, you're just being an asshole for no reason. It's like something's going on here. Kind people, yes, kind people aren't 100% kind all the time. But there's a difference between just being a selfish shitbag for no reason and having reasons for having to draw the line there. Boundaries aren't selfish. Boundaries are the opposite because you want to emotionally put on your own mask before helping someone else. Overpromising is people pleasing, and that is kind of selfish. So, if someone comes back at you with, so you're saying I'm being selfish. Well, are you? Because that's not what I was saying. It's like, no, this is just uncharacteristic behavior of you. Would you rather I just called you selfish? I probably, that was not what I'm saying is the best thing to say. That is what I'm saying I would probably say because I cope with humor. But that is, this is speaking to the person's past experiences and the expectations going into conversations. And a lot of the times people are conflict phobic because they do catastrophize. Like, okay, somebody's saying, so you're saying I'm being selfish. Do you think being selfish is the worst thing in the world? Do you think that being selfish is never okay? There's a lot of variables here. Like, so what? Someone says, so you're saying I'm being selfish. People do that to me all the time. It's like, that's sort of the internet joke. I like waffles. Why do you hate pancakes? It's just, it is that reducing the outward reactivity and being okay when things don't go okay. Like that situation I said that, when the money turned off, so-called friend disappeared. Does that suck? Sure. Does that mean I think I did something wrong? No, I don't. Because if it really was just about sucking money out of me, I don't think that was entirely it. But, the amount of money I was spending and the expectations on my time were becoming a problem. I had to set a boundary. I set the boundary. You set boundaries, prepared that somebody may not like it, and they have the choice to cut off contact with you. You have to give people that agency so that, everybody has agency. And that, oh, but I'll lose friends. Is that the kind of friend you want? Like, do you want friends who, whenever you go, like, hey, this isn't normally like you, what's up? Are you saying I'm being selfish? Okay, somebody may say that if they are being reactive, which again, no, I'm not saying that. The fact that you heard that, what's wrong? somebody may be feeling defensive, you know? And if somebody picks a fight, you can walk away. I think a lot of people who are conflict phobic haven't learned how to walk away or don't think they can. But also, you know, if it leads to a fight, as long as people fight fair and know how to make up after a fight, no harm, no foul. I mean, making up after a fight is kind of a learned skill. That might be a Manly Monday, because I find that this is one of these gender things that hit men and women differently because men aren't taught. Some women aren't either. But you know, I'm making a note because, yeah, this is something that's important for both parties, and it can't be just the one person always pulling teeth emotionally to get the other person to get to a place where, you know, because after a fight where there is a wedge, where maybe some things were said that really hurt, actively coming back together is extremely important. And a lot of people don't learn that skill, or they're afraid to do the vulnerable things that make that happen. And the thing is, if you don't learn how to make up, yeah, conflict's way worse. There are times that I am, because, you know, I do mentoring, I do peer counseling. Got some space next Wednesday, by the way, if anybody wants to throw their hat in the ring and sign up. It's an oddly, I don't have as much time as I thought, but there is space available Wednesday, midday, if you want to jump in. Fill out the contact form in the description box below. But, I mean, conflicts happen. Obviously, right? There's this thing called transference where sometimes people take stuff out on the, it happens more in like psychodynamic therapy, that you know, there's a reason people have specific training in that. And there's various opinions about whether that's okay or not. I personally think that letting somebody tell you off like they're your mother doesn't help the person recognize that they're not fighting with their mother. And that's the thing that keeps a lot of people stuck. Oh yeah, the YouTube version of the It's Not Therapy from 2 weeks ago, I uploaded it manually. It's ugly, but it's up there because holy shit, does forwarding to these services suck via Podbean. We can send people to the moon, but we can't have a dynamic RSS feed that self-corrects and refreshes when you have to replace a file. I don't know what the fuck's going on with that thing, but I put it up because it's a good one about why men fear women. Answer their mothers. Yeah. Conflict isn't always bad. Even when it is bad, it's not your fault. And learning how to hurt is an essential life skill. Making space to hurt is an essential life skill. And I do think that a lot of these people going to war on all sides over video games and TV shows haven't learned how to feel vulnerable, how to hurt, how to feel scared. So they fight over shit that's not what it's about. And it's their loss. You know, the rest of us can be cool and hang out and talk about cool shit like Godzilla X Kong, so good. So good. And, you know, we can talk about what's amazing about the Fallout TV show instead of, you know, picking over one little detail. I'm waiting I don't find those do terribly well on this channel. Maybe I can use the Follow TV show to display some mental health principles because, that's the wheelhouse now. Anyway, that's my time. I have to move on to another client. Help support this channel. Become a monthly patron. Patreon.com/Leanna K. Or buy a one-time Leanna Care session for someone who uses it but can't afford it. Coffee.com/Leanna K. Remember the Stellar Blade thing. Buy a coffee to top that up. You don't have to use the recommended amount. You can set any amount you want. That's just a suggestion. But yeah, when we reach that goal, I will play Stellar Blade. I have spoken. Okay, everybody. Thanks for watching. I made it through this week. Holy crap. I did it. Thanks for watching and have a great weekend.